With all the new players coming to Overwatch 2, I thought it'd be fun to make videos on who you should main based off of previous gaming experience. I've done 2 videos about this so far, starting with Titanfall 2, and moving on to Smite. On the Smite video, I got a request to do this kind of thing for Paladins, though I'm hoping the comment meant who to main if you played Paladins, and not the other way around, like if you played Smite, who you should main in Paladins. So here goes. This is who you should main in Overwatch 2 if you played Paladins. Both games are pretty similar in style, being hero shooters with large rosters of different characters to choose from. Now, I posted a clip of Paladins to TikTok a while ago, and it got a lot of attention and arguments on which game is better and who copied who, without any prompt from myself to make these arguments. It was just a joke video about Sky having jiggle physics, and it got over 40,000 views and a bunch of arguments. So we're going to try to avoid that kind of argument here if possible, though I'm purposefully drawing attention of the similarities of the games to make it an easy switch between them. I'm hoping we don't have to have that argument. If you want an argument, go to my TikTok, watch that video, argue there, because it's already been going on for a while. Don't argue here about this, because this is purposefully drawing the attention. I don't care who copied who, it doesn't really matter. It's a hero shooter, it's a genre of game, there's going to be similarities between them no matter what. And of course, this video will work both ways, so it's not just who you main in Overwatch, who you should play in Paladins, you could work both ways. That didn't make sense. But it's going to work both ways. So if the character in Paladins is similar to an Overwatch character, you can go from Paladins to Overwatch or Overwatch to Paladins, and it can help both ways. But there are a lot of characters in Paladins and quite a few characters in Overwatch. I want to try to rapid fire these instead of drawing super specific details about them like I did in the Titanfall video. Though we're going to start with mentioning that Paladins breaks their heroes into groups similar to how Overwatch does it. Paladins has frontline, damage, support, and flank, while Overwatch has tank, damage, and support. Obviously, Paladins frontline is Overwatch's tank, Paladins damage and flank is Overwatch's damage, and support. You could fit certain characters into Paladins flank from Overwatch, so you could put Genji, Reaper, and Tracer. That would be more like a flank class if we're talking in Paladins term rather than a damage in Paladins term. But for Overwatch, they classify all of those as damage, so there will be a few assassin style characters in Overwatch that would fit into that in Paladins. I know it's kind of getting confusing here, so yeah, if you want to just ignore the rest of this video and just go play your Overwatch character based off of how you played in Paladins, you can do that and just skip this whole video if you really feel like it. You know, if you play support in Paladins, go play support in Overwatch, that kind of thing. Also, I'm ignoring the card system that Paladins has. Overwatch does not have character skill customization or preferences, so that very beginning of the game in Paladins when you choose all those different customization like the cards and classes and whatnot, that's not in this. And when I filmed and wrote this, it was a while ago, and Ramatra hadn't even released in Overwatch, so I don't mention him. And the gameplay is of Drunker Queen, who I also don't mention, ironically enough. But anyways, let's begin. Ashe, the Paladins Ashe, not the Overwatch Ashe, there's an E, there's a difference, has a primary fire and shield similar to how Sigma works in Overwatch. And Ashe's shoulder bash is kind of like Reinhardt's shoulder bash. Then we got, also I'm probably going to butcher some of these names in Paladins because I don't play it, I don't know it that well. We got Barrick's turret and appearance is quite similar to Torbjorn's turret and appearance, a little dwarf with a turret. Seems to be a common theme. Betty Labama's primary fire, explosive themed personality, and ultimate. It's quite similar to how Junkrat works. Leon is kind of like Sojourn, but the more I play Leon, the more I kind of don't really feel like it's that similar. Though, if you like how Leon plays, then maybe you would like how Sojourn plays. But Sojourn's getting a lot of rework recently, getting nerfed and switched around and all that. Drogo's is really similar to Pharah. Primary fire, salvo, jetpack, similar playstyle. Fernando's shield in charge is kind of like how Reinhardt plays. And I have on my notes here that Shaolin is sort of like Rein, but I actually don't even remember who Shaolin is, so my bad. Io, or Io, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Io's primary fire, guardian spirit, and ult is very similar to Hanzo, the only bow character in Overwatch. Kinessa is almost exactly like Widowmaker. You zoom in and she's a sniper, and you don't zoom in and she doesn't have a sniper, and mines and whatnot, very similar. A little bit of, I don't remember, honestly, off the top of my head, I don't remember if Kinessa has a grapple, but I think she has some kind of mobility, so there we go. Octavia's primary fire and playstyle is similar to Overwatch's Ashe. Makoa's Dredge Anchor is just like Roadhog's hook. You hook somebody in and do a lot of damage. Also, Roadhog at this moment is not being nerfed, but he is being reworked soon, just so you know. So if you're watching this video right now, Roadhog will be less powerful, getting rid of his one-shot ability with that hook very soon. Ruckus plays almost exactly like D.Va. It's a little person inside of a giant robot, and they have boosters and rockets and primary fire very similar. Sati's primary and ultimate are very similar to how Cassidy's primary and ultimate work. Ceres is very similar to Moira. When I've played this game, when I played Paladins, I played Ceres a lot. I do like Ceres. It's not identical to Moira, but it has a similar like orb and support playstyle. Skye is very similar to Sombra, where she's like an assassin behind the scenes character. Batu plays similar to Kiriko. Victor is almost exactly like Soldier 76. This is the kind of the character, if you're new to Overwatch, you should play just to learn how the game works. If you're new to hero shooters and like escorting the payload type games, you want to learn the map, play Soldier 76. Torvald, I don't know how to pronounce it. Torvald is kind of maybe like Zarya. I don't play Zarya honestly that much, so I'm not super keen on her playstyle. Zarya was nerfed recently, so she's not as good as she was last season in Overwatch, but yeah, she's there. And then Ying is maybe like Symmetra. When I wrote this, I hadn't played Symmetra. I got into playing her. I actually really like Symmetra, but everybody in the community hates Symmetra. So don't post clips of Symmetra on TikTok or YouTube Shorts because people will flame you for playing a character in the game. Now, if I didn't mention who you play as Paladins, I'm sorry. There's a lot of characters. They're all locked pretty much. There's some game modes you can play that has all heroes unlocked, but I haven't been able to get to everybody. And if I keep waiting, this video is going to take forever for me to make. And I'm not a huge fan of Paladins, though I did enjoy playing it in the past, and it was pretty fun for doing this video, for getting some research in it. So it's all right. It's not my favorite, but it's fun. And I understand why there's a rivalry between these two games. Paladin and Overwatch are very similar, and they're like, some of the characters do look really similar and play really similar, so I understand why there's some community rivalry. But it also makes it really easy to switch between these two games. You can just alternate between the two. You like tank, you're going to like frontline. You like support, you're going to play support. That kind of thing, you know, it's just really easy. A simple adjustment. But I'm going to say that I believe the strongest similarities, in my experience, are Kinessa and Widow, Ruckus and D.Va, and Victor and Soldier. So if you enjoy those characters or you main those characters, it'd be the easiest swap for their respective games. Yeah, so I hope this helps. If you want to see another video similar to this, comment what games you'd like to see. I'm going to go more in depth with games that aren't hero shooters that are so similar already with huge, massive rosters to go through. And yeah, like I did with the Titanfall 2 video, it'll be more specific, so leave a comment. And thank you for watching.